Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2016 sequel film, Now You See Me 2. So this is the sequel to the 2013 film, Now You See Me. The third film is coming out summer of this year, I believe. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Cannot wait. Isla Fisher was not in the second film. Lizzie Kaplan came in as this new character, Layla. I don't know why Isla was not in the second film. I'm sure I could look it up. I'm sure it's a fun fact somewhere, but I didn't look it up. But Isla is back in this third one. Lizzie Kaplan is not in the third one. So again, what happens with that character? How does that switcheroo? How does Lizzie's character, not how does, but Lizzie's character becomes part of the Horseman group run by Dylan Rhodes, who's really Dylan Strauss? It's an S word. I cannot remember the magician's last name since they're a famous magician family. This film takes place either 1 or 2 years after the first. And why I say that, and I was paying attention because someone at one point says, we've been working with you for a year. Atlas was talking to Dylan about that. We've been working with you for a year. And then Daniel Radcliffe's character of Walter comes into this movie, who is the son of Michael Caine's character, who they defrauded and stole all that money from in the first film. So it's like a revenge film, if you will. He references, it's been 2 years since you did something to my dad or something like that. So, is it a year or is it 2 years? What happened? That's my only concern about this film because I don't have a specific timeline. 3 years in between when the first film came out and the second film came out, but only 2 years worth of stuff? Or is it 1 year worth of stuff? I don't know. Anyway, we're in New York. We're in Macau, which is the Las Vegas of China, as it's referred to all the time. Southeast China. You got Macau in one corner of this river delta, and you got Hong Kong in the next chunk. Macau, fun fact, was owned by the Portuguese for a very long time. And it was contracted through China as their trading post or something like that. And Macau only became its own like in 1999 or something like that. Very long time was it ruled by Portuguese. And what I found interesting about Macau is that they have a Macau, like a Portuguese type of Creole, if that makes sense. Like how Creole is a mix of French and something else for like people of like Haiti, that particular area in the Caribbean. So like languages change or languages blend when different cultures collide for a very long time. So Macau is another good melting pot. That's the proper term for that. Example of that. Macau's pretty cool. Never been there, but it's pretty neat in regards to a historical melting pot aspect. The other fact I read up on that was it's 7 times larger than Las Vegas in regards to gambling, something like that. Massive. Large GDP, massive. Anyway, we're in New York, we're in Macau, we're in London. That's the 3 places. And a lot of this film felt like Fast and Furious. And I say that specifically because we're jumping from country to country. We're specifically because there's car chases and there's motorcycle chases, and etc. There's high action, physical combat. We're tasked with spy stuff, as the Dom Toretto's family is tasked with spy stuff in the Fast and Furious films moving forward. So it felt very Fast and Furious, which I love. Love Fast and Furious. It's a great soap opera. This has now become a soap opera. Now You See Me, it's become a soap opera. So I'm curious what the third film is going to be about in regards to soap opera. So exposing the fact that Daniel Radcliffe's character, Walter, has not actually been dead this past year, but, he's trying to get this chip information to control all of everybody's technology and, get everybody's money to, restore his dad's wealth because the Horseman took his wealth away and stuff. And the question is the eye real? Is the eye not? How can the Horsemen, trust again after they were tricked by who they thought were the eye, who was really Daniel Radcliffe's character the entire time? There are a lot of twists and turns in what happens with Morgan Freeman's character. How does he tie into the thing? Well, was he behind it the entire time? And it's just a lot of twists and turns, which were very well done. Very well done, very well explained. The whole, you have to sleight of hands, you're paying attention here, but you really should be paying attention here. Love it. I can't do magic. My fingers don't work with the sleight of hand. I've tried. Doesn't work. Certain things are not to be, and that's one of them. Don't need to have a magic career. I can't do these things. I can't do a sleight of hand thing. It's fine. I've made my peace with it. I did not want to be a professional magician to begin with. It's not my passion. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So, moving on to the third film, what happens next? I'm very curious. What's the timeline? What's the difference? What happens with Lizzie's character of Layla? How does Isla's character come back into play as well? All of these different things. curious. I really like the ending trick that they do, the illusion trick of the airplane in this film. It was very well done, and it was also very well explained. So I like that it has that type of magic feel. It like feels like magicians are working on the project with them to like teach them how to do these things, or like say, hey, don't do this, do this type of a thing, right? Where like sometimes like you'll watch a cooking show or like or a film about cooking or something like that, and like you can tell like chefs worked on the project, because why would you shoot the food from this angle unless somebody told you it would look better, type of a thing, right? It's not natural. You would shoot from this angle. Things like you can tell like when there's influence. And I like that. Having the talent work on the project. Wonderful. Now you see me two wonderful sequel film, which I'm still curious about. Is it a year or 2 years between plot? But whatever. Semantics. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.